So we're starting to see some early signs of Toronto's housing market potentially slowing down. That's what we're going to chat about today. My name is John Pasalis, president at Realosophy Realty. You can catch all my latest writings on Toronto's housing market at movesmartly.com. And please hit the like or subscribe button to stay up to date on all my latest videos. So I'm not going to go through all of the detailed stats for February in detail. You can read them all in my report. I mean, house prices are up to just under, low-rise house prices are up to just under 1.7 million. Condo prices up 26% to 836. All of the data suggests the housing market is continuing to heat up. But on the ground, we're starting to see some slightly different trends that might be suggesting that things are actually starting to cool down. So some of the things that we see on the ground first usually are a decline in the number of showings that homes are getting and a decline in the number of offers they're getting on their offer night. I mean, we've become very used to this market in the GTA. So a lot of homes, agents that might expect would get 15 or 20 offers. If they start getting 4 or 5 or 6, that's a big change in sort of buying patterns. And these are some of the early trends that we're starting to see. Slightly fewer showings, fewer offers on offer night, and more offers actually failing on offer nights. The beginning of February, maybe 5 out of 100 homes that were taking offers on a specific day would fail, and the seller would have to increase their price to a price that they're happy with, because a lot of sellers these days are listing low to try to get a bidding war. Whereas towards the end of February, about 10% of basically all homes that had offer nights started failing. So we're starting to see more of these offer nights failing because there just aren't as many buyers out there to sort of bid on them, or buyers are not paying the prices that sellers are expecting. So see, these are some of the early trends we're seeing. And interestingly enough, another trend we start to see are more buyers or more sellers willing to accept a preemptive offer, and that's a bully offer effectively. So that's an offer before the seller's scheduled offer night. And usually that's a sign sometimes that we see a big increase in that. That can be a sign that the market's slowing down, because a seller's decision to accept a preemptive offer usually depends on 2 things: what the price is and how many showings they're getting. So if I'm a seller and someone makes me an offer before my offer date and the offer is good but not great, I'm not going to accept that price if I have 80 showings lined up. But if I only have 15 showings scheduled, then I'm going to start to get worried, because the odds of me getting an incredibly high price with such few showings is not that great. I mean, the likelihood starts declining. So in some cases, when sellers are not getting a lot of viewings, they'll take the conservative route and take that early preemptive offer, even if it's not quite as high as they wanted, because they worry that their offer night is not going to be competitive. And that's one of the things that we're seeing on the grounds today: increase in preemptive offers and a few more failed multiple offers. So the market's still competitive. When I talk about the market slowly starting to slow down, I think a lot of buyers get confused, because if you're competing on the nicest homes, you're still bidding with 20 people. So, and still, like I said, 90% of offer nights are still successful. These are some of the earliest signs that we tend to see when things start to gradually slow down. Now, this is only maybe a few weeks worth of data that we're talking about. These trends have been very recent. This does not make a long-term trend, but my instinct is that we'll probably start to see this continue to accelerate as we move into the spring market. Usually things slow down like this kind of as we move towards the end of the spring market. So this is a bit early. And I think it's a combination of things that I've said in the past, buyer fatigue, high home prices, higher rates, and a lot of the economic uncertainty we're seeing today that are kind of hitting some buyers to hit pause and pull out of the market. So again, these trends are important, especially if you're a buyer who's looking at also selling a home. You might find yourself sort of competing and buying a home in a very competitive market. But then when you come down to list, maybe the market has slowed down considerably since you bought. So, as a buyer and slash seller, you want to be mindful of these things to get your house ready to list as soon as possible, to mitigate this risk of selling in very different markets, because that's what happened in 2017 when the market turned very quickly. A lot of people who bought homes found that the market had changed significantly and slowed down by the time they listed. So you want to list basically the week after you've bought, to kind of reduce some of these risks of the market changing after you bought. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below or send me an email at askjohn@movesmartly.com.